We are back for the final round of Swiss, and we have a winning in Levia Queen. I don't think that's the subtitle, but I think it's cool. And this is going to be a Levia versus Katsu matchup that you were telling me, Ethan, that you had some very strong feelings about. Do you want to share those feelings?
Sure. I mean, this is one of those matchups where some Levi's will tell you it's absolutely free roll, but some other Levi's experiences are that this is pretty tough, because this is a matchup where blocks are demanded, or otherwise the Katsu's damage can just kind of go past your own. And Levia builds tend to, balance pretty delicately between hands that can block or just don't even have the choice to. So at the end of the day, maybe it just comes down to how you draw the deck. But critically, there is a new piece in Scowling Fleshbag that Levia can use in combination with her other strong equipment pieces to try to levy those positions where she doesn't have great blocking from hand to still play the game, which is nice.
Yep, so it looks like as both players draw up, looks like Jeremy's on the play here, turn 0. Not quite sure yet who won the die roll and is going to be moving on, but looks like he's feathering a card, looking to what to pitch and what to play. So starting off on turn 0 as the Katsu player. And as Katsu, oftentimes we want to start off by, innocuously sending some Kodachis on turn 0 and then maybe arsenaling one of our very strong combo pieces so that we can set up a really powerful 5-card combo hand. So let's see if that's how he chooses to go, or if he just tries to, come over the top with damage.
Oh, opening up on these turn 0s, you don't want to give your opponent an opportunity to potentially filter, but at the same time, by just poking with the Kodachis, you're also giving your opponent the option where if he just lets him pass because he's thinking that there's more going through, here comes Bonds of Ancestry.
Yeah, Bonds of Ancestry coming down here, not giving him the second Kodachi, and instead just doing Bonds 4-2, trying to push over that breakpoint and choosing to maybe Arsenal that Surging. Looks like, yeah, that's going to be the play. Take the easy Arsenal there on the Surging and just pass on over, holding the other card in hand, which I can't quite make out what that card is. Oh, it's a Descending the Gust Wave, it looks like.
I'm wondering,
held onto.
Is this the player from Italy? Yeah, so
I believe so, yeah.
Jeremy and Simone from Italy. This is who's here on business, I believe, and just managed to actually time it well with a battle hardened. Why the hell not? Let's just make it happen here. So,
not only that, I mean, if you might as well be rolling the scab skins, you might as well just roll 6s. I think that's just the general play. It's just skill matchup in that scenario. But starting off with Mana Claw 4-3, pitching the Reckless Swing, which has no real utility here at the beginning and the outset of the game, outside of maybe blocking up some of those breakpoints. And continuing on, yeah, like I said, he just casually rolls the scab skins, hits the 6, and then moves right along with that big turn. But you know what? We're just going to chuck out a big 6 attack and put us down to 1 action point, floating 1 resource, maybe giving us the chance to arsenal this next card and see how things go from there.
See, it's playing Levia is very easy. I don't know what people complain about for the most part. You just roll scab skins and you drop a 6. It's the easiest way to do it. So at the moment here, Jeremy very much favoring Zen, just taking all the damage, going down to 31. We're going to see Katsu do Katsu things. Frankly, this is the first hero I ever played. This is also the first hero that I ever loved. And I'm very happy to see this succeeding as it is. We're going to pitch a yellow Surging Strike to send the red Surging Strike. So 5 go again. But also Surging Strike is essentially, this is the first chapter. This is the bookend. And the first opportunity to send a Carrion Husk. Is this the right move here? Is this the way you want to send the Carrion Husk?
There's a general rule of thumb that I've talked to a lot of players about when it comes to playing against Katsu, and a lot of times they'll say, look, if someone's just going to straight up start out with Surging Strike, it's just block Surging Strike every single time is a lot of the the comments that I've gotten, and this looks like it's playing exactly into that. Levia is very easy. A stream sponsored by Ethan Vincent. Fantastic comments. You gotta love chat, and
it's beautiful to see these new cards that have come out, such as Descended Gust Wave, which are other lines or avenues. You don't have to rely on a Whelming Gust Wave in order to go ahead and follow up with the Surging Strike. Now it's going to go from the natty here. It's going to be a Surging into Descendant into Bonds of Ancestry. This is the way you want to play it, my friends.
Well, we actually discarded off the Katsu on the Winds of Eternity there to go and fetch the Bonds here. Bonds going to come across for free because it's being followed up, or it's following up, I should say, Descendant Gust Wave, which itself was also free. And so, yes, we're drawing it up exactly how Katsu players want to draw it up, and Bonds is going to do its thing and send 4 damage for free. And then we have 1 card left over in reserve as well.
I'm wondering just how much of this damage Simone is comfortable taking here. He's got a Art of War in hand.
Nope. No block.
Yeah, I don't believe there's going to be a trigger on the effect of Bonds of Ancestry simply because we don't really have the capability of searching at this early state of the game. We haven't found our Fluster Fist, we haven't found our ZR4, but we just, just check out Dishonor. Dishonor seems pretty solid. Seems like a good card. If you can, and this is the important part, if you control Surging, Descendant, and Bonds, then the hero loses all abilities for the rest of the game. And
well, that is a dangerous gambit if you let
really
that
not
one
what
pass.
you want. Yeah, not what you want, and something that you definitely want to watch out for. And you do have to cover up at a 5 break point because that breaking scales is lurking on the combo activation there.
Let's be real here. If that was a hit over there, this could have been potentially game over to a degree. And it's not even just the game over from the fact that Levia was going to turn off the blood debt, but hey, insult to injury. You have the Mask of Momentum play. We're going to open up here with an Art of War banishing it looks like a Dread Screamer drawing 2 as well. No need to banish a 6 here, but does it anyways.
Yeah, chooses to banish the 6 on the Dread Screamer, which is a great card to have. I mean, just in general, a go again attack is a 6 attack, and drawing into a Reckless Swing is not what you want to see. And then what is the other card there? It looks like, is that a Soul Harvest? Yeah, Soul Harvest. Again, not a card you want to really draw into. And you can go Graveling Growl into Mandible Claw. Mandible Claw, because we banished to the 6 there, yeah? Or is that the discard? Yeah, and they both should get go again as well. But covering, is just pushing that damage. I wonder, did he just choose go again on this as well? I believe not the +1, but go again on the Art of War. Nevertheless, sending the Mandible Claw over and asking for just pure damage.
This game is an absolute roller coaster from someone who wishes they were playing in that Levia seat right now. There's been so many things awkward. That's okay. That's okay.
That's the thing. It's always fascinating to watch these games unfold when you've got one of the best, if not the best, Levia player just like riding shotgun on this, just sort of agonizing. I could see Ethan is white knuckled there, just being like, "Ooh boy."
Wait, pull up what Mark said in the chat real quick.
Look, I'm just gonna say this too.
Mark's trying to BM on running Reckless at all.
Yeah, Mo Bogsley.
You run 1. You run 1, okay? He ran 2. He pitched 1, and now he just drew into another one. That's asking for the clump. All right, that's asking for the clump. But just 1 would have been fine there.
Yeah, the deep-seated beliefs of one Ethan Van Sant. I turned to him before this matchup started. I said, look, you picked this to go on the stream as a win and in. You have to get in the booth on this one. And he was like, no, I don't need that. And then he's over here just like pins and needles, just holding his tongue, trying to, just wants to share his knowledge. And I told him he should. So, Chad, if you want to hear more from the Levia Stan himself, sound off in the comments below.
We asked him, it's like, why are you banishing the city? Because the blood debt was on.
No one's gonna get that.
That's a deep cut. It goes so back to goes as far back as 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no one's gonna get that.
All right, rolling dice. Why not? It's a Levia game. Let's go ahead and get rid of. Oh boy, adios, muchacho.
Mark of the Beast goes. Yeah, Mark of the Beast is the hit there, but Deadwood Rumbler Blue is being played out. And if you're gonna get your rolls going, you might as well roll the 1s on the rolls that don't matter, and just keep the 6s in store for your Scabskins turns. But passing things on over, looking for the blocks here, wondering what the block decide is. It looks like trying to see the hand of Katsu over here. We've got a Surging Strike. It looked like there was a Fluster Fist in there as well.
Two
Surging, a Bonds, and then I couldn't quite make out the other card. But Surging into a connection, like a hit into discard into a Bonds might be a play, because I do think that is a Fluster Fist as the other one. So we do have the 0 cost of fuel. So if we can connect with Surging number 1, if they don't respect it, then we can go and get Descendant. And this is the one. This is why I've heard so many people just say, look, if they start with Surging, you just make them have the natural combo and just full block it out. Let's see if he makes that choice. Yeah, this is a great Scowling turn. If you Scowling here and you break up the if you take the Fluster Fist or the Bonds from the hand, either of them just can cripple this turn in damage.
All right, looks like it's going to be a block of a Barraging Beatdown Blue. You've got the Scowling Fleshbang, and the remainder of the Scabskin Leathers are going to full coverage on this one. Now, this does not have the benefit of being a combo card, so the breaking scales are not going to be any help here. But if you're holding on to something like Ancestral Empowerment, that can be dangerous here. Yeah. But instead, we're just going to go ahead and intimidate one of these cards. It looks like it's going to be that one.
Yeah, he blocked in such a way to respect the ancestral empowerment in hand. We have not seen an ancestral empowerment, so it is something that you would be thinking about as these turns progress. Since we haven't seen one, there's 3 most likely floating in the deck. So we just want to make sure that we cover this up completely so that you don't get the free natural draw.
Warmongers, I can't break cross strap.
Oh yeah, the Warmongers is active for both players, and no activation of the Heart and Cross Strap because of Warmongers, meaning that you just have to natural play your attacks out. And there's the Flusterfist follow-up, which is the card that he was able to keep, meaning that Bonds of Ancestry is the one that's lurking in the Intimidated Banish Zone.
Yeah, Flusterfist is just going to be a 4 attack here. It's not following Open the Center in any way, so it's not a big deal. But still, we're dealing damage to a degree. Simone at 27. Jeremy K on Katsu at 22. A beautiful Marvel Katsu. No word on what language it is, but still, we're going to go with a another Art of War. We're going to banish the Beast Within.
See what he chooses.
All right, so he's going to go with a +1 value. He's already drawn the 2 cards, so it's going to be +1 on that.
Draws into a swing big. That Flusterfist over on the other side is a fantastic little role player in this deck, but swing big is going to be the name of the game on this turn.
Huge, and this is a 9 attack swing big because of the +1. And again, one of the cards, I believe this is an Everfest card as well, talking about all those incredible cards that came out of that set here. This is huge. Swing big 8 for 2. The value on this is immense. Now, it does create a quicken token if it's blocked up, but good luck blocking 8. 9 in this case.
Yep. He's going to sink that to the bottom. His pitch goes to the bottom, and looks like they're trying to draw up and pass on over. Now, I think the drawn hand looks like absolute gas over on the side of Jeremy. If we can zoom in maybe on that. I think we've got do we have a Surging to start things off? If we do, this is even crazier.
Oh,
but
it looks like he might.
He
He's
does an
breaking
arsenal.
the cross.
Yeah, the yellow Surging Strike has been floating there in the arsenal. This is going to kick things off because we have the natural combo. Now is the time where it's actually just straight up doesn't even matter if you block the Surging because he has the Whelming in hand as well. He has the Descendant Gust Wave. I think he has the Bonds as well. So he can just go full combo. A CNC there just kind of mucking up the hand, but the rest of this is just pure fire.
Call me old school, but I prefer the Whelming over the Descendant. Descendant is just, there's more value on it. You get 5 damage off of it, but Whelming has the benefit of potentially drawing a card. It goes up to 4 off the red, and you do have the breaking scales, just waiting in the wings potentially to put you over the top to draw a card over here. So this is just 4 off a yellow Surging Strike. It is the first volley here of what Katsu does so well. Those long, those very dangerous combo lines that go, in this case, Surging, Whelming. I don't think they're running Magenchi release in this. The Lord of Wind combo is kind of old news at this point.
Here we go. Let's see how the play unfolds. I think he's trying to decide whether or not he has to block here. Maybe he's suspicious of the natural combo since all the damage was taken on the previous turn. It could be that he's just wavering in his decision points of whether or not he wants to respect this attack or if he wants to try and, protect against a Whelming Gust Wave, which, again, we haven't seen many Whelming Gust Waves played in the early outset of this game. And when it hasn't been played, you can kind of expect that density of those cards is now finally wheeling around. And maybe he thinks, okay, I'm putting my opponent on having the natural combo, and so therefore I'm going to wait until the Whelming comes in, blocking there, and then denying the card draw.
119 players playing in this battle hardened here in Milwaukee, and we're in the 7th and final round of Swiss before we could do that magical cut to top 8. We'll keep you posted in terms of who makes it, obviously, but right now, both of these players are jockeying for position. I think that they're both, no word on whether they're locked or not. However, you just win.
I
winner's
think
locked in, so this is a
right.
win and in. I mean, this is just basically guarantees your spot. So we're going to go now with the Descendant Gust Wave. It's going to cost you nothing. It's 5, go again.
He popped the Breeze Rider boots on this turn as well, and that is a huge signal that we are about to get crazy with it because you very rarely see Breeze Rider be popped. It definitely speaks to the amount of combo cards that we could be seeing on this turn. And 3 Bonds of Ancestry is going to banish the Bonds. Go and find him a Bonds so that the combo can continue. This also can function with Flusterfist, but by getting Bonds of Ancestry, you're basically getting a 4 go again that costs you nothing as well if you sequence correctly. But the go again is the real ticket to this turn being absolutely insane.
Mark of the Beast is going to meet this halfway. This Bonds of Ancestry blocked by 3.
It has to be blocked here as well because we don't want the Mask of Momentum draw to trigger and just for this turn to just get out of hand. We have to be very judicious on a turn where our opponent's done something that is very rarely done in popping our Breeze Rider boots. We have to be able to block this out. And unfortunately, this is a breaking scales moment where breaking scales could just be popped and the card draw could be gained. And that is a very dangerous proposition. Let's see if the choice is made by Jeremy for breaking scales to drop down here.
Is this where you want to use it? You've got your opponent into a position where they're at 18. How deep is your love? We're going to break the breaking scales here, giving a attack with combo in the text +1, which puts this over the top. Now this Bonds of Ancestry does hit. So keep in mind that you're going to go ahead and find a card. There's an opportunity here that Kodachis have seen very little use up to now. Usually that's something that the Katsu players have leaned so heavily on. There's a CNC in hand as well.
He draws into, he's got the whelming here. The whelming is going to come down.
Go again from the boots.
Go again inherited from the Breeze Rider boots. 3, go again. Damage aplenty here.
He has another whelming in hand.
Okay.
Alongside of this, he can play the bonds as well because it was banished off of the previous bonds. This is being covered up rather nicely. There's the whelming number 2. Going to cover that as well. And the continuation of the turn, Bonds of Ancestry again with the go again. This one's 4 this time. You get the card effect, the trigger effect. He's going to banish the Dishonor.
Incredible. I mean, look how deep this line has gone without even any Kodachis. We're into the 6th chain link here. Kodachis have just been rested in the sheath there. Katsu has not leaned on the weapons, which traditionally that has been the bread and butter of that hero. It's been, Kodachi poke and poke, but here you don't need it if you're just going to be sending these fatter attacks. In this case, a 4-attack Bonds of Ancestry, picking up a Dishonor.
And this Dishonor, I believe, is going to hit. I don't think there's any way around it unless the Arsenal card is Reckless Swing. And that is the only, perhaps, option for you not to just get hero power blanked.
We found it. There it is. We can agree to disagree rather than disagreeing to agree.
I disagree to agree with that.
Okay, well, we've sort of sorted it out nonetheless. Dishonor at the end of this is a 4-attack.
Is it? That's the only way to trigger the effect here. The only way to cover that up, and he dances around it. That was the exact line that he was planning on trying to cover up, and he does manage to snuff it out, and try and not get dishonored. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
On your cow?
All right, I'm going to jump in here. Notably, by the way the damage worked out, there is no flip on the full blockout, just by the way.
Yep, that's true as well. Yeah, and I don't know if he's running the Demi Hero. I mean, I think you have to run the Demi
Maybe
Hero.
Maybe he's not, you're right. Like, why sack the spot for it?
Right,
True.
but that is a really good point as well because we push past that break point of life.
The Katsu trigger. So
this has been such an impressive run here by Katsu at 5-1. Jeremy K here.
A Fluster Fist.
Going to discard the Fluster. Let's see what he goes and grabs from the deck. He's got a double strike there, the second of which he can use at any point. The first one hit, so it triggers the Katsu effect. Since it did hit, he can go and fetch whatever he wants after discarding a 0 cost. It's going to go get 100 wins. Now, that's a line we haven't seen played into much in this version of the deck or in this deck right now in Jeremy's deck. But because he's just been so focused on the bonds, the overall just power of Fluster Fist, or excuse me, of whelming and surging.
Okay.
But here's the second follow-up on the double strike.
And we'll play 100 wins for 3.
All right, well, a double strike into 100 wins again. Mask of Momentum has been a threat as well, but hasn't come through. We're going to go Blood Rush Bellow to block this 100 wins halfway through. This 100 wins is going to look at its brethren on the other side here on the flank, and it's going to get a little bit hotter and a little bit nastier. Now, the Mask of Momentum's not happening. Another red 100 wins. Absolutely incredible. This is what you love to see, and it's not only just 100 wins, it's an extended art 100 wins for 5 on this case. Simone at 1 at the end of this onslaught has to do something here to stay alive.
He drew into a double Blood Rush hand, which is so unfortunate to find them clumped like that, but playing out the Dread Screamer and then banishing, and you have to hit here. If you don't hit here, the game is over. So we're going to spread out. I wonder what that 1 card is. I wonder what that must be a special one. Okay. But we're going to roll a 30-sided die and figure out what. No, I think he's actually rolling a 20-sided die. And
it's a 2.
Oh my gosh, and we miss on the first one, Reckless Swing.
Or is this the, okay.
Okay, so we're going to start over the count here. Again, we got to make sure that everybody knows what's up. It's a 12. Here comes the count.
12, 6 or more.
Okay,
Six or
so he
more,
hits there,
so
at
he's
the
got it.
very least, we're not dead.
Now, the worst thing you can do right now if you're Jeremy is to pick up. Yeah, that's the best possible outcome for Simone here, is to find the 6 and weed out the garbage in this case, as the Dread Screamer is going to attack for 6 with the go again, but there's no real follow-up to it. But the important aspect here is keeping cards in order to start banishing from your graveyard. You have to do that. Simone has enough blood debt there to basically kill 2 Levias if necessary, but ultimately he's got to make do with what he's got here. Jeremy's got enough runway with 13, a cushion that he can just withstand whatever it is. He's got to keep things going here. This is a Kadachi Lock Central right now.
It very much is. He has two attack reactions and an Art of War in hand as well, which is an awkward little draw with both Ancestral Empowerments, but that just also means you can just go way over the top if you choose to as well, because those Ancestrals do draw you cards, and now your opponent, being at 1, has to just so respect everything.
Yeah, the pitch talk basically calling it right. Kadachi Lock is rough. Big time rough, for sure. I mean, Kadachi Lock is a nasty, nasty reality over here.
Yes, that Katsu is a real card. It is a beautiful Marvel version of the hero. And trying to close this game out and punch their win and in ticket into the top 8. Jeremy's looking at his hand, trying to decide between the different lines that he has available to them. There's a couple win conditions here. 1,
Oh, no.
kill your opponent with attack reaction damage. 2, and this one's an interesting one, take all the cards from their hand so that they die to their own blood debt. And that is a very big possibility. Oh, and this is an interesting play. Just play out the CNC and try and get them off of the attack reaction play of Art of War, perhaps.
Fascinating. Okay, well, it's 6 attack. And we're way to... Is that an Art of War in the hand?
Yeah, that's
okay.
the. I think that's the trap he's trying to lay, and the only real play around outside of blocking for like 9 here is if your opponent somehow susses out that they can, just like play a sigil and not die. But again, you can't play defense reactions, you can't play reckless swing. You literally just have to block 7, and you have to know to even do that.
Okay, there we go. Well, we're going to block 6, and it looks like in the response... It's
conquered.
Oh, God, he got commanded, he got conquered. Incredible right there, as Jeremy K, the Katsu, the Wanderer, is going to go ahead and wander his way into the top 8.